So I'm just gonna talk about the build a little bit for anyone who's trying to copy it. Uh, so it's the new summon Holy Relic that triggers a Nova when you hit something. It doesn't trigger like on the attack. It's just if your attack connects, it'll trigger on fucking any enemy. And then it's the full fizz variant with brutality because early on it kind of seemed like you were giving up a lot to play poison, and then I just stuck with it. And most of the gear is pretty expensive. I found a lot of these on bargain sales. Like I don't know who is selling this for 3 divines, but I got it. And then the rest of it is just life res. The big one is the Jewel 81180 because it gives you triple Slumlord right here. And then when I was messing around with my last 3 points, this was like 3 mil damage, so I just decided to take it. Um, I could do other things, like maybe one more point coming around to redemption is better. I don't really know how to calculate the trigger rate when I socket something like Barrage in for a single target. Um, the only thing I managed to do was sync up the kinetic blast hit with the like 14% breakpoint that it has by default, which was like 3.79. So I'm attacking to match that speed, but I'm sure if you use like another trigger, like returning barrage or anything else that is adding a ton of projectiles and then upping the quality, it's gonna do like triple the amount of damage that this does. This wand is kind of goofy. I didn't really get it for the build. I got it because I want to play something else in the future. Um, and yeah, there's not a whole lot to it. It kind of plays like early on. It played like a wander. As it still just plays like a wander. You just run around and right click, and you can see all the novas triggering around the attacks. So it's a pretty satisfying playstyle. But you can also see it triggers behind me. Like as long as you're attacking, it's just triggering on enemies. So you don't you don't really have to aim very well for this. You just have to hit something, anything. And then the other part is it'll trigger on shield charge. So if you really just want to map, you can just run around shield charging everywhere, which can be pretty good. This is just shield charging around. And that's a map, and that's the Atlas strategy that I've been running for like the past 3 days. It's uh, destructive play with all the good nodes at the top, and then some spirits in there for fun because sometimes you get like the quad ghosted minotaur, and then I tossed in the Nico to go fast, shrine, scarabs, and necropolis. So it's uh exceptionally low investment, and you're just blasting maps. Other things that I would recommend. Uh, I started off the league with a full abyss and expedition. This was probably my first 40 or 50 divines. I found 4 bubonic trail 2 sockets, which was obviously pretty unethical. But just selling Stygian Vises, which would be like almost a guaranteed drop from the Lich, was between 50 and 50 and I don't know, like 2 divines or something. So this is really fun. I like it. I like not thinking about what I'm doing when I go into a map. And yeah, it's about the build.